How's it going, everybody? Welcome back. We're here with another AEW Dynamite pre-show with Novi. Another week, another Dynamite. This particular Dynamite, however, looks really, really good. It's Beach Break. Beach Break is finally at a good time. It's not in the middle of winter, so that's good promotional tactic there from TK. But this card, again, looks amazing. I'm really excited to get into it because we got some big stuff tonight. From these matches, the card is really what's carrying. Obviously, cards are what carry shows, but this card in particular, it looks crazy, crazy. I'm excited to get into all of it, from Britt Baker coming back and maybe Hangman coming back. I mean, who knows? But yeah, if you guys haven't liked the stream, leave a like on it. If you are chilling in here, say what's up in the chat. Yeah, it should be really fun. Also, we have super chats. They are here. So if you, by any chance, want to support the channel in that kind of way, they're ready and available, and I'd really appreciate it. So there we go. Big show tonight. So I think we should probably just get into it. Let's actually really quick. I should have had this pulled up beforehand, but as you know, very good streamer, this guy. We have another match coming up that is actually not on this graphic. So let me save it over. Let me put in an image here. Hang on. We got this. We got this. We're getting to it. Because this is, I want to talk. Actually, oh my God, this match is not going to work. Whatever. It's going to be annoying. We have Cage of Agony, which is Brian Cage, and the Gates of Agony versus Samoa Joe, Katsuyori Shibata, and Hook. That trio that's been established. That match looks really fun. I'm honestly excited for Brian Cage and Samoa Joe minutes. That should be a fun time. This should be a heater. Gates of Agony have looked really good recently. They've been improving gradually since they did the World Tag League in New Japan and stuff like that. And I'm excited to see them mix it up with some, high quality guys. I know, Hook's not for everybody and everyone has their opinions on him. I get it, but I think he can hold his own, and I think that match is going to be a good time, especially when it comes to, again, Samoa Joe, Brian Cage minutes. Inject me. Honestly, thinking about it, Brian Cage, Samoa Joe minutes might not be the one. It might be Toa Leona and Samoa Joe minutes. That might be what we're really paying attention to, because that's some meat shit. That's some meaty shit. So, yeah, that sounds like fun. Yeah, should be a good match. If you guys are chilling, let me know how you guys feel about that one. That one's obviously not on this graphic because it got announced much later. But yeah, the next one that we'll get into is, of course, Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. The doctor is back in. She's returning to Dynamite after a return on Forbidden Door this Sunday, confronting Mercedes Moné, who was also on the show, and we'll get to. There's been a lot of discussion about Britt. A lot of people have been saying, they're not excited to see what she has to say. It's Britt. She's had some weird times over the last few years and stuff like that. So I understand where people are coming from, and she's hasn't been the greatest in the ring, and her promos have kind of been a little lacking. Like I said, not a great last 2 years or so. But guys, it's been 10 months since she's been gone, and there were some early reports that she was working pretty hard in the ring to try to improve her physical shape. So hopefully we see some of that training, and hopefully we see some of that more focused work from her, because I think she still has a lot to add on the show. I'm not the biggest Britt Baker hater or anything like that. Again, I haven't been too engaged with her character in the last little bit, but that doesn't mean I don't like her. And I don't really understand people saying that she doesn't add to the star power of the show, because I think, judging by her reaction on Sunday and by how her merch moves and shit like that, all the basic stuff, it's pretty clear that she does have some sort of connection with the audience. So yeah, I'm excited to see what she has to say. Hopefully it's something new. Hopefully it's something exciting that I can really sink my teeth into a little bit. And I'm assuming it has something to do with who she confronted on Sunday, Mercedes Moné, who is up next. But first, got to say what's good. Thomas, welcome. Always here. Yes, sir, DMD is back. Absolutely. I need Britt to talk about how this division belongs to her. I also need them to turn Moné heel for this. I think Britt should... it's weird because Britt has been doing that for a while. This is my division. I made this shit. I made all of you kind of thing. And I did get a little tired of it after a while, because it felt like it wasn't really serving a purpose. It was more her just saying I'm better than all of you. I'm the best kind of thing. And when it gets to that point, it's not engaging. It doesn't help anybody. It doesn't serve any story or narrative or anything. So while I would enjoy something like that, and I think that would be pretty good, I hope it's more focused. I hope it's more to get someone over. And, we might as well get into it now since you mentioned it. Turn Monet heel. Mercedes Moné is doing a double championship celebration. Obviously, she is the strong women's champion and the TBS champion. And she's going to celebrate it. And this is pretty exciting, too. I've seen weird controversy around Mercedes or not controversy, even discourse around Mercedes winning belts and stuff, which I think is just kind of lame, honestly. But, I think Britt is probably going to tie into that. I think that's kind of where she's going to show up. And on Moné being heel, Moné being heel, I don't know. I think I want it to happen. I definitely do, at least down the line. But I'm kind of enjoying where she's going right now. She's kind of towing that line, especially during her Willow feud and that sort of thing. She was towing the line of being a heel, being a face, not really committing to one direction, which is something I appreciate. And I think it kind of just depends on how over Britt is and how willing fans are to get behind her and that sort of thing. I think that's also plays a role in this. So I think we'll just have to see, but I would be interested in both sides of that equation, honestly, right now. I definitely don't want her to lean full babyface. I didn't think that was very good. But I wouldn't mind her going either or, kind of leaning. Maybe Britt talks about how she hasn't fell off the top of her game for a while, and in order for her to achieve that, stupid ass heart. She needs to go through Moné. Yeah. There's a heart in the bottom right corner, and so I miss out on a word, so I kind of just have to judge and guess. But yeah, I would think that would be an interesting story to go down, Britt kind of being like, I wasn't at my best 10 months ago. I hurt myself. I'm not sure if I'm the same person I was, if I am the same star. So to be that star, I have to beat the new star. I think that'd be pretty interesting. And honestly, I think that match is going to happen at All In. I think that's an All In match. And there were some people saying that's not big. I saw some of that on Twitter. There's always contrarians and stuff like that. That's going to happen. But there was quite a bit of people that were saying that wasn't an all-in match, and I would wholeheartedly disagree with that. I think that's totally an all-in match. I think that's really big for all-in. I think it's really important. Those are the two of the biggest stars in women's wrestling. Whatever you think of Britt, she is that level of talent. So I think that's perfect for all-in. I think the match would work out really well there, and I think it'd be big for Mercedes, who I would hope to win there, to get that win against someone like Britt Baker. And I think it would kind of tell fans, hey, this isn't the same Britt. She's going to put some people over. She's going to do her thing. And I think that's important. So, I like the story. If that were the route they went down, I would enjoy that. I wouldn't mind that at all. I truly believe fans will get behind Britt, especially with the reaction Moné has been getting. It's time to give in and turn her heel. Just my opinion, but Moné works best as a heel. Moné does work best as a heel. She is at her best when she's being a prick, and all that good stuff. So I definitely think she needs to lean that way. I think fans have been kind of teasing that direction. I think on Sunday it was more because, they were in New York and she's a Boston sports fan, that kind of thing. But fans have been leaning that way. So if they were to kind of get into it here, I wouldn't mind it. But the problem is, it would be difficult to fully get Britt over as a babyface if she's not popular universally. So it'd be a challenge, but I'm excited to see how they play it out here. I'm sure it'll happen on the show. It'll be a big-time angle. So we'll see. I'm excited to see what she has to say. I'm excited to see what Moné's going to say. Obviously, she's going to mention Britt. Britt should be in that segment. All that good stuff. Should be a fun time. If you guys are chilling in here, make sure to leave a like on the stream. Make sure to comment something in the chat. Maybe some questions. Maybe some booking. Who knows? Make sure to send a super chat if that's something you're willing to do. Obviously not required, but very much appreciated. And let's get into the next segment. This is a big time one. Wild Card versus Jeff Jarrett. Obviously, Jeff Jarrett has been cutting those, very emotional promos about Owen Hart on Twitter. It was like 7 minutes long, or I can't remember. It was really long on Twitter. They cut it down for TV. I think they should show the whole damn thing on TV. I think it'd make the eventual winner of this match hit a lot harder because, Jeff was obviously very good friends with Owen, and this clearly means a lot for him. So I'm excited to see him in this tournament. At first, I was not too moved, but I am definitely moved now. The big question here, though, is who the wild card is going to be. Let's see here. Chris Guerra. Ricochet as the wild card. That's a decent guess. A lot of people have been saying that. I know some people were saying, there was another popular shout. People were saying Dijak. It's not Dijak. It's not him. I think without a doubt it's going to be Hangman Adam Page. I think he's coming back right here, and I think he's going to make a run to Swerve at All In. I think that's going to be the main event. I think that's what we're going to build to here. And, you know, people have been questioning whether or not Hangman is going to come back as a heel or a face. And I am of the belief that he is 100,000,000% coming back as a heel. We all saw how he left in that triple threat. That's the last time we've seen him. He left as a heel. He left as the bad guy of that match. He tapped out so Swerve couldn't win, all that stuff. It's his one goal in AEW these days is fucking over Swerve. It's not even the belt. It's just messing with Swerve. It's just getting one up on him. So I think this is his Owen Hart. This is his Owen Hart debut here. He's going to come in, and Jeff Jarrett is the sympathetic, lovable babyface because of the Twitter promos and all that, or not the Twitter promos, the TV promos and all that good stuff. Jeff Jarrett is becoming the sympathetic guy here, and that's because they want to make Hangman even more of a heel. They want to solidify him in that role, and I think this is the perfect way to do it. Have him beat Jeff Jarrett, who everyone is saying, maybe he should win. No. Hangman's going to shut that shit down fast. Cowboy's going to do his thing. See, another one from Thomas. Yeah, Jeff getting to the semis and losing an emotional match. See, I don't think he's making it past here. I wouldn't have minded if they gave him a match to kind of advance him to the semifinals, just to give him a win, because I think that would be a pretty big moment for him and stuff like that. But yeah, I think it's going to be Hangman. I think Hangman's shutting that shit down quick, and I don't know who Hangman's moving on to after this. Let's see. Owen Hart Cup 2024 bracket. It's a big match. Let's see. Oh, yeah, okay. So Hangman would be moving on to face Jay White, which I think would be a very fun match. Obviously, they have a lot of history, Bullet Club history. Maybe not them having history, but, you know, history of their group. So I think that would be a big-time match, and I think it's going to be Hangman versus Danielson in the finals. And speaking of Danielson, we have Pac versus Bryan Danielson. This match is going to be really, really good. This is one that I'm super, super excited for, because on Sunday, I was pretty disappointed in the Shingo match. I just never thought it hit that second gear. I never thought they took it to that next level. I think they just tried too many things, didn't go down the right path, the one that I would have wanted. So I left that match kind of underwhelmed. And I tweeted out on Twitter, at It's Novi, you guys see it in the corner there, that I think this match is going to be pretty easily better than that match, because I think these two styles just mesh so well together. Because Danielson, he can still make motion in the match. He can still move around in there. That's not what I'm saying. But I think Pac being the one to make the motion and to move around, and Danielson to shut him down, technically, all the good stuff, I think that's just really cool. I think it's going to work. I think they're going to mesh really well together, and I'm excited to see how it plays out. Should be some good heat, too. These are two top stars in AEW. Pac was cutting that promo, the AEW World Championship. It means so much to him because it's in Wembley, it's in his home country, so I think this is going to be a good one. I'm really, really excited for that one in particular. There's another one on this card that I think could steal the show. There's all four of the matches could genuinely steal the show from one another, but that's one where I could definitely see it coming through. That we have here. I want Hangman as a heel, but I want depressed heel, kind of like a heel Crow Sting. A man has been burned by the fans, by his friends. He drinks and fights Fear the Hangman. Yeah, I think that's kind of what we're getting. Hangman, I don't know if maybe depressed is the right word for it, but I think it's Hangman who is he's just tired of all of it. He's tired of Swerve being the good guy in a lot of people's eyes. He's tired of being disrespected, and he wants to just fuck him over. And, you know, he's obviously drinking again. He's doing his thing, you know, taking a little bit of the bottle, you know. That's what Hangman's all about. That's the real shit if we're being honest. So, yeah, that's the kind of heel I think he's going to play. I think he played depressed heel before. I think this is where he's on a vengeance tour. He's ready to get his lick back, you know what I mean? Let's see here. I would love a revamped Hangman black leather jacket. I haven't saved in months. beard dead behind the eye. Yeah, I'm. This is one thing too. You bring up at the end of your chat here, Thomas. I really want them to give him a new theme. I want some Johnny Cash, Ghost Riders in the sky, like all that good stuff. I want that sort of thing for his character because his current theme, while amazing, isn't gonna fit that. Isn't gonna fit the dead-eyed, grown beard, sulked face, all that stuff. It's not gonna fit him. He needs some angsty things, or he needs some badass shit. That's the kind of stuff he needs. Disillusion with the industry. Yeah, that's a good point with it. Especially after all that happened, I think we haven't really seen how he necessarily has played out after that. I know the Bucks talked about it specifically, and actually that reminds me of a good point that the Bucks said that the wild card were their handpicked person to face Jeff Jarrett. So I think that further solidifies Hangman being in the role. I'm not sure how they would make it play out because they did kick Hangman out, and they have all that history. But I think they can play it up with just playing off what happened at Wembley and all that good stuff. I think it's gonna work. Hopefully that he kind of brings a certain seriousness to that act that kind of takes them up a notch because I know at Brainbuster on Twitter, if you guys don't follow him, drop him a follow. It's like BRX Aimbuster, that sort of thing. Tweeted out that like he's kind of sick of the irony in the Bucks act, and honestly, I'm gonna agree with that because I think it's like it's so weird. It's such an interesting thing to talk about because it happens so often these days in wrestling where it's like they play up the people knowing too much kind of thing, and I'm just not into it now. I think they've leaned too much into the comedy, too much into the irony. So a guy like Hangman on his Vengeance tour, disillusioned with the industry, as Thomas put it, and all that good stuff, kind of going on a making them serious is what I mean to say. I think would be a really good thing for them to do. So hopefully that's what we get. I would also like the Bucks to be genuinely afraid of Hangman. I don't want him and them to be friends like they made a deal with Hangman to get rid of Swerve. Yeah, absolutely. This is a great point. I don't want them to be buddies because they're not buddies. They weren't buddies at the end, when we last saw them together. So they should be like, we brought in this guy who we know is sick in the head. We know that he's gone a little cuckoo bonkers just because we are tired of Swerve. We're tired of the shots that he's put out, all that good stuff. I think that would be great. Them being their cowboy, them being their hitman, that kind of thing. I think that would be that would work much better than, hey, we brought in our buddy Hangman. Hangman, say bitch like Okada. Say it. It's really cool, funny, really funny. But yeah, I think that would work really well, Thomas. That's a great shout. If you guys have joined up in the chat, make sure to leave a like on the stream. Comment down below anything you guys want to talk about. I'm always willing to get into it. We have super chats. If you guys are looking to do something like that, support the channel in that kind of way, hey, I'm not going to complain. I'm going to very much appreciate it. So, yeah, let's see here. Thomas, yeah, the wink at the camera, Deadpool 4 wall breaks are annoying because they're not really characters. Yeah, I don't really appreciate, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, you guys get it kind of stuff anymore. I'm just burned by it too much. It's happened so often. I'm kind of just like, whatever about it. Mega Mush, what's good? Welcome. Do you think Bryan versus Nigel will be on the All-In card or another match? Personally, I don't see another match happening. I think from what I can tell, both guys would enjoy that match. Nigel's obviously been shitting all over Danielson for how long on commentary, pretty much since he's joined the Collision commentary team. So I think that match is being built. It's been being built for a while, and I just don't necessarily see any other huge match for Danielson on that card. I mean, there are things he can do, but he's wrestled a lot of the top guys in AEW. So yeah, I think it's probably going to be Danielson, Nigel. I think they're going to run it back. And that's going to be a big time moment. That's going to be awesome, and I'm really happy that Nigel gets to get that moment. Hopefully, got one here from Thomas. I would also like a Hangman Okada match to get some kind of seriousness out of Okada. Yeah, definitely. I think Hangman Okada would fucking rock. That would be so good. I would be 100% down for that match. I don't know when we'll get it, but maybe when they kind of split up or something like that. I think that would be that's a big money match. Ian Davis, what's good? I think it's going to be Hangman and Danielson in the final with Adam basically killing Danielson. Bryan is going to put him over heavy. Yeah, that's kind of what I said earlier, that it's going to be Hangman and Danielson in the finals. I think they're going to meet up, and Danielson, he's going to be, He wants his moment. He wants the world championship. He's saying it's going to be it's his last chance. He's not going to get another one. This is his only moment. And Hangman Adam Page is going to take his fucking head off with a buckshot. So, I think that's definitely what we're going to be getting. It's something I'm really looking forward to, too, because they've had great matches in the past. This is going to be big, too. So, yeah, that's one I agree with and I'm looking forward to. Next up here on this card, we have Chris Statlander versus Willow Nightingale. Obviously, these two faced off. I think it was Chris had Momo Watanabe, and Willow had Tom Nakano from Stardom, and that match was really, really fun. I had a great time watching it. They went out there, they did just go kind of stuff, and I really appreciated that. But it just served as a building block for the story that's been going on with Chris and Willow. Obviously, Chris turned on Willow after Willow lost her TBS championship, and that was a moment. She took her head off on the stage. How could she? How rude of Chris Statlander. This is being built for a while. It's being, a lot of tension between these two. The match should have a lot of tension. It should be heated. Personally, I know a lot of people, the women's match is going to go on, 9 o'clock type stuff. I would open the show with this because I feel like it's such a money match. It's such a moment for these two because they've been building it forever and they've, been a group for a long time, been a duo. So I think this would be a great shout to open the show. And, I'm just really excited for the match overall because I love Chris Statlander. I love Willow Nightingale. Their work is both amazing. So hopefully they do their thing in there and come through because I'm looking forward to it. Honestly, when it comes to the winner, I'm not too sure who's going to come out the winner. I think, let me look at the bracket real quick. I want to make sure to get it right because it kind of depends on where we're going with this. Why is it showing me the 2023 bracket? I don't want that. Hold on now. We're going to find this 2024 bracket. We're going to get it because I want the 2024 one. We're going to get it. Oh my god, no one's tweeted it. There we go. All right. So this is to get to the finals, actually. That I should have known that. Both had good matches to get here, too. So I think this is probably going to... Whoever wins this is probably going to face Mariah May in the finals. And for that reason, I'm probably going to say it's going to be Chris. I think Willow... I would want her to win. I love Willow, but I think it would be big for Chris to be in the finals. It would be big for Mariah to beat a heel like Chris. I think it'd make their match work a little bit better. But that's just me, though. I could definitely see Willow winning. She's, obviously a huge star. Her reactions would justify her winning and all that good stuff. So I'm just excited. This may be my most anticipated on the show if it wasn't for that main event, but I don't know. They come close. This one's really, really huge. Any chance it isn't Hangman tonight? We have seen him all. We seem to have all made up our minds. I think there is a chance. It's not 100% set in stone. But from all the discussions and stuff and all the, reports that we've seen and all that good stuff and just how we think, like how I can see this story playing out, especially because it's for a world title shot at Wembley. I'm not sure if I could picture anyone else doing it. Maybe they could do Ricochet. I wouldn't mind it too much, but at the same time, there's also a reason why they've been building Jeff up so much. There's a reason why he was given all that time to cut his promo and all that good stuff. I think it's setting up for a heel Hangman. So, yeah. Who do you think will be the next signed tag team will be? GYV or Motor City Machine Guns? I think it's going to be Motor City Machine Guns. I've heard some things where they're going to appear and, it's going to be really exciting. I'll just say that. And, I think they're going to be up first. Grizzled Young Veterans will probably appear. I'm assuming they'd probably be more of an ROH team, do an occasional collision, that sort of thing. They're a collision team. But yeah, I'm going to say Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin are going to come into AEW soon. But next up, might as well, main event, big time main event for the AEW International Championship, Will Ospreay and Daniel Garcia. Will Ospreay coming off of a loss against Swerve Strickland at Forbidden Door for the World Championship, where that match was so killer. It's up there as one of the best matches of the year for sure. For me, I think it was awesome. They just played the story so well. They injected the drama when they needed to and all that good stuff. I thought that match was so good. So I'm excited to see what Will Ospreay looks like coming out, because after that match, you could see backstage he was he's very upset. He was very frustrated with himself that he couldn't get the job done. So this could be one of those moments where we see him built back up a little bit, or we see him kind of take a step further down. He's going against Daniel Garcia, who is hotter and hotter. There's been a lot of discussion about him today, about his contract status. It seems like he's re-signed. Fightful reported that he had re-signed, or I think reported that. Don't put my name on that, but I'm pretty sure they reported that he re-signed. Thank God, we're saved. We're back up. Danny's coming back. We're good. So that kind of lends a little bit more credence that maybe he'll get the job done here. Maybe this is his time to kind of just overcome all the doubts that he's had. This is the moment that's been building for him since the Continental Classic. It could be it. Personally, I don't think it's going to be it. I think it's going to be Will Ospreay. There's been some other talks of a big match happening. It's obviously the 250th episode of Dynamite. Not next week, but the week after. And I think there's that 2K is going to want a big match on there. And I could see Will Ospreay being involved in it. So, in my personal opinion, I think Will Ospreay is walking out of this match still the champion. But the match itself should be so good. These are two of my favorite wrestlers in the world. So I'm just super excited to see how this plays out. They're going to have a banger. I'm sure of it. So, yeah, big main event, big card tonight. Let's get to some chats here. We'll go to Thomas first. I just thought, imagine if Hangman beats the hell out of Jarrett and takes his nickname as the last outlaw as a prize. That would be pretty fucking cool. I would not mind that at all. That's a hell of a name, and for Hangman, I think it would work real well. So I would not mind that in the slightest. We got another one here. I just don't see Ospreay losing 2 times. I think that's a decent point to make. It's kind of where I'm at with it. I don't think Ospreay's gonna fall further, even though I wouldn't mind that story playing out. I just think he's gonna get it done here. Me personally, I think Mariah May is winning the belt from Toni at All In, but I think she's gonna turn on Toni and be a heel champion. Your thoughts? I don't know. A heel champion is an interesting shout. They haven't really leaned either direction with Toni, whether or not she's a heel or a face. So it kind of makes that conversation a bit harder. I definitely think she's going to win at All In. I think that's what they're building to, and I think she deserves it. She's an amazing wrestler. She's an amazing character. She knows how to do this TV stuff. It's her time. So yeah, I'd probably say she won't turn on Toni, but she will beat her. I think that's what it's going to end up being, and maybe Toni kind of loses her mind even more after that. I think that would be a good story to tell. So yeah, I agree with you. She will be winning that belt at All In for sure. Definitely winning the Owen. I would love Will to sell that, his disappointment, even in his entrance, his energy could be down. You could see that he's just distracted, and in the match, just little things to sell the story. I think that would be an interesting thing to do. I agree. I think, Will is always just infectious. He's always just happy to be there. He loves, coming in there to the support and the love and admiration of the fans. So I think him coming in there and just, not having the same pump your fist energy, kind of being like, I don't know if I could do it anymore. I think that'd be a good story to tell. I wouldn't mind that at all. I'm hearing a lot of Ricochet and Dijak. Yeah, I know. I mentioned it earlier too when I was talking about who else could be the wild card. Ricochet seems a bit more likely, but I think they'd probably save that for a different show. It could definitely happen, but I think that's more of a different show thing, and I just don't see Dijak being the person in the Owen. I don't think that's the role he would play on TV. Honestly, I don't see other. I think it's just gonna be Hangman on it. It feels so set up to be Hangman. It feels like all the stories are combining together to make it Hangman, so that's who I see doing it. So yeah. Claudio loves Prince Nana's coffee, and in his Instagram story, he posted this exact Dynamite card, also saying "Go Brian, go." Yeah, that's it's a very funny thing when it comes to the BCC. They are all very offline, except for Claudio, who only really makes dad jokes and talks about coffee on all his socials. So it's a very funny dynamic that they have, and Claudio kind of rules for that, if we're being honest. So hey, shout out Claudio for supporting his boys. That's what it's all about. You need a good buddy like Claudio, except when he turns on him not too long from now. Who knows? Maybe that's a little prediction out there. Another one, Thomas. I would also like to hear from other talent talking about how Ospreay may not be as good as he thought he was. I think that'd be a decent setup. I think maybe someone like MJF could say that, and it would work really well. especially given the fact that I think they're building to that match. So I think that'd be an interesting story to tell. MJF saying, maybe he's not the wrestler I thought he was. Maybe our match wouldn't be as cool as it is because he's not as good. I think that'd be good. I want this to be the blood and guts match this year. BCC and Kenny Omega versus the Elite and Hangman. I wouldn't mind that at all. I'm not too sure how they would make that work. I think there's some other lineups going on. You know, as an insider, I've heard some things, but that would be a very interesting lineup. I would not mind that at all. BCC always kills it in those kind of matches, and you know, Elite and Hangman, yeah, they always kill it too. Hopefully Kenny's cleared around that time. That would be interesting. What's good? Suns and Shadows. How's it going? Yeah, Thomas, another good point here. You know, them smelling blood in the water, like you said, would be good. You know, saying like, maybe we can capitalize on this guy. Maybe we can, you know, take his belt. Maybe he's not as good. I think that'd be a decent story to tell. I think Mariah is for sure just using Tony to be close to her and then blindsiding her to steal the championship. I could see that definitely being the case. I think Mariah, the story that they're telling is kind of she sees Tony as a mother figure, kind of just like, you know, a mentor to her. And, you know, maybe over time she kind of just grows distant to that and wants to be her own self. I think that's not a bad story to tell. I wouldn't mind that at all. Swerve gonna hire guns, maybe some Motor City ones. I don't know. I wouldn't mind that at all. But I think that'd be cool, honestly. But I think Swerve has kind of been saying so much. You know, he has no friends. He's himself. He's grinded to this point by himself. He's defending himself. He doesn't have room for friends. He mentioned in the promo with Ospreay, he said, "Look at my face. I've got nobody." So again, I wouldn't mind him having a group, but I think he's kind of the lone soldier here, you know, defending his prize. I think that's a good role for him. Will Jarrett get cheered tonight? And if it is Hangman, will he get booed? I think Jarrett will definitely get cheered. I think enough people have seen the promo that he's cut and all that good stuff, and maybe they'll show up before the match. So I think he'll definitely get cheered, and I think Hangman will probably get cheered too. Everyone's going to be excited to see him come back. But I think when he starts getting real assholey, he's probably going to do some heel shit versus Jarrett. I think he'll start to get a few boos in there. And maybe if they, he comes out with the Elite or they introduce him or something like that, I think that'd be he'd definitely get a few boos there. That car was not, the car you just heard was not the car you'd think would make that noise, just to say that. I think it was, did not look like that kind of car, but hey. But yeah. Let's see here. Thomas. Yeah, people should start taking advantage of his weakness and eventually giving him the slip. And the one guy who gets him is Jay. This is propaganda. This is more Thomas propaganda. If you guys are in here every week, you know that Thomas spouts this Jay White propaganda every single time. He's a fan. He ride or die for Jay White. But if we're being real, I wouldn't mind that sort of thing. Maybe they feud after Hangman wins the belt at Wembley. I wouldn't mind that. Swerve is lined up for Blood and Guts. It'll be a one-time only thing. Yeah, I agree with that. If in that context, I'm good for that. Because yeah, it definitely seems like he's gonna need some friends. He's definitely lined up, and he's definitely gonna be in Blood and Guts. I think Chicago hates Young Bucks, right? That's a good point too. They are in Chicago tonight, so yeah, I think Hangman will get cheered, but they'll very quickly go to boos. I think that's where I'm at with that too. Especially Chicago. Motor City Machine Guns, Grizzled Vets, the Von Erichs, those are your guys. Though I think that would be a decent little lineup of teams getting put into AEW TV. I wouldn't mind that at all. Those are all good quality hands to have. Tell your girlfriend to lay off the gas pedal. I know she's not even here right now. Maybe that's her coming back. She's real excited to catch Dynamite. She's a big Willow fan, so maybe that's what she's speeding back for. Who knows? It's Chicago. I don't know if Hangman gets cheered. See, that's what I was mentioning, Apollo. That's it's a good point. I kind of forgot about that fact. So I'm gonna change my opinion to this. I'll say Hangman gets cheered in the beginning because people are excited to see him. He's been gone for a while, but it'll very quickly turn to boos. I think that's where we're at with that. Because there even in Chicago, there's plenty of people that love Hangman. But I think there's also plenty of people that would be willing to boo him. So. Willing to play along, I think, is more the word to use there. So, yeah, I think we're getting close to Dynamite. This has been a good show. I've, been chatting good about all these matches. This card looks amazing. If you guys haven't, go ahead and like the stream. Maybe send any chats you want me to get to, and before we wrap this up. Maybe send some super chats you'd like me to get to. Not required, but very much appreciated, all that good stuff. So another one here. According to Cage Match, Pax last faced Bryan Danielson in ROH back in 2007, never faced each other in WWE. Yeah, I looked at that earlier today, actually, and it's been rated twice. I thought about watching it, but people were like, it's a glorified squash. So I was like, I'm not going to check that out. So I watched Blood and Guts, Anarchy in the Arena with the JAS. I watched that one, which is a very fun match. But yeah, this is kind of like, it feels more of a first time thing than, second. So yeah. Is it wrong? I want Double J to win the whole thing. I don't think you're wrong for that. I think after his Twitter promos and stuff like that, I don't think anyone who wants him to win the whole thing is wrong. I kind of would have liked him to get at least a win here because of it. I mean, you are wrong. He's not going to do it. I'm sorry to hurt everyone. I'm sorry all the Double J fans, I'm always down for some Bree Woos. I'm always going to pop for his theme. But Hangman's taking his head off. I'm sorry. He's got to catch his buckshot lariat. It is what it is. He's got to catch it. I'm telling you, Jay White being the guy to take advantage of Will and be the slimy, calculating heel who will... I know what you mean. Yeah, I get it. I'm on board with something like that. I wouldn't mind it. If Jay was, more not in trio stuff, I would see it becoming more likely. But they definitely need a feud sometime. Jay White is fine carrying a rebuilt trios division right now. See, that's where I'm at too. I agree. They're rebuilding the trios, making it matter again. He's in a great spot there with the Bang Bang Gang, great group. So I have no problem with that. Jay White will eventually move up the card and dethrone the world champ. I think eventually TK paid a lot of money for Jay White, if reports are to be believed. So, yeah, I think he's definitely going to be world champ at some point. Hopefully not getting in a feud with MJF again. Not good. Hey, see you later. Hope you enjoyed the stream. Going to get ready for Dynamite. Dare Rich. I got to make sure. See, I always want to make sure to get names right. I always just call Thomas because I don't want to pronounce their name wrong. But I'm going to, we're going to get that stuck in the head. Dare Rich, hopes you enjoyed Dynamite. Yep. Hope you enjoyed Dynamite, Dare Rich. It should be a great show. I'm going to be getting my dinner too. We got some homemade mac and cheese later. So yeah, what's up, Polly? How's it going? Yeah, I know JJ ain't winning, but it would be awesome for a swan song for his career. I think it would be pretty cool. I wish he got more of a run because, as it is, his career's probably going to wind down eventually. So I definitely wouldn't mind that sort of thing. But this is going to be a big moment for him. He's going to be involved in a huge match. So I think that's good. I'm happy with that. Jay can get his belts to Juice and plant the seed. Look, dude, this is what I mean. Thomas out here, he's like, nah, Jay can just give up the belt. He can give it to someone else. That's because he wants Jay to win that belt so bad. That's who you want as your fans. You want ride or dies in this wrestling world, and that's Thomas. So, hey, Jay White needs to send you a check, my boy. He needs to send you that check. Jeff is gonna be left in a puddle of blood at the end of the match for sure. That's another thing too, that people are chatting about here. Yeah, we need Jeff Jarrett to bleed. I need him to bleed. I need him to be cut open deep. He's got to be dripping blood. We need it. We need it so bad. That's a moment in time. That's real shit. That's how you get Hangman even more heat. That's real shit. We need that so bad. Match with MJF was good. The feud was like, whoa. That's an interesting take. That is not a take that not too many people are gonna agree with. That match with MJF and Jay being good, I would kind of disagree. I did not like it very much at all. But I could see why it would be good. There was a lot of fun spots in there. There was a lot of big time shots that I really appreciated. So yeah, that match was like, I understand it being good. It just wasn't really for me. The feud, I don't think that's even a debate. That was pretty lame. Not gonna lie, not a big Dijak guy. I haven't seen too much of him necessarily, so I haven't really like made a point of it. I haven't really made like a big statement like, oh, I'm not excited for Dijak. I'm not excited for Donovan Dickhead, all this other shit. So I feel like we'll wait and see. He seems like a decent guy. I'd like to see him in Noah from what I've seen. He's a big fucking dude. He knows how to do some big dude shit. So I'd like to see him, maybe take a trip to Japan. But we'll just have to wait and see on that sort of thing, Second stream just subbed. Hey, appreciate that, Apollo. Welcome to the stream. Hopefully you're back next week. Hopefully you're back. We have a few more streams before I'm gonna have to take a few weeks off because I'm going to back-to-back Dynamites there in South Carolina twice. So I'm definitely gonna be heading there for Dynamite Rampage twice. So yeah, hope you catch more streams. I appreciate you being in here chatting it up. It's always nice. Coming off the pay-per-view, I need Briscoe to go after Jack Perry. I think they built that big time on the pay-per-view. Hopefully Briscoe's okay after the huge fucking bump he took. But yeah, I think that'd be a great feud. Those are two characters that, you know, would work as polar opposites. I think that would make that feud like really interesting and unique. It was good. It was not great. Yeah, I think that's kind of the ceiling of people saying, you know, where it's at. It wasn't. I don't think anyone's calling it great. I don't think anyone's calling it amazing. I think it's I think most people just call it good if they liked it, and a lot of people that don't like it just call it shit. So more on the shit side. I'm gonna say. Since Pac most likely won't win the Owen, what do you see him doing for All In? I have no idea, honestly. I hope it's something interesting because he deserves it. He's a day one guy. He's been around forever. He didn't get a moment last year, I don't think. So I'd really love for him to get something on that show. I don't know what it's gonna be. I don't even know who he could wrestle, but they can build something up for him. I have no doubt. He definitely needs to be on the show is what I'll say about that because, you know, he just deserves it. It's simple as that. He's a great wrestler. He's a great, you know, he's from the UK, all that stuff. He needs to be on the show. Hey, Novi, how are you doing this fine evening? What's good, Brainbuster? What's good? How are you doing? Did you check that pre-Dynamite nap? You know, you got to get that in. I'm not doing too bad. I'm pretty excited for the show. I'm going to get mac and cheese for it, homemade. You know, I had to cook dinner for the missus yesterday. So, yeah, I'm doing great. This card looks amazing. Another one from Thomas. Briscoe was holding on to the ladder while Jack Perry is winning. I would love to see a wild hardcore Briscoes going after a scared Jack Perry. Mick Foley, Triple H vibes. See, I wouldn't mind that at all. I think, you know, babyface, lovable guy, Mark Briscoe going after, you know, the hated heel Jack Perry. Not going to complain. Hopefully he's on this show too. Jack Perry needs to be in the Chicago show. That's a good shout there. Have a great Dynamite, everyone. Have a great Dynamite, Sons and Shadows. Thank you for being here. We're getting through the stream. We're getting the last few chats in, then we're gonna head out. Got to get ready for Dynamite, all that good stuff. Pac was hurt last year. Oh yeah, good point. He was hurt. Mega Much same. Became a fan of his during the King of the Cruiserweights run. Yeah, you know, he's the guy. He's such a great wrestler. I mean, we've seen a lot of the stuff in AEW that he's done. It's not hard to see why he's so great, you know. Sub, bro, you watching Money in the Bank and NXT Heatwave this weekend? I'll probably watch Money in the Bank if it's in America. Yeah, it's definitely in America. Yeah, because of that, I'll probably catch that show. Maybe NXT Heatwave. The card doesn't look very interesting, so we'll see. But I'm doing another pod on Monday. I'm gonna announce it on the channel soon enough. It's not with LNG. It's with another show. Yeah, I was really grateful to be on LNG. If you guys haven't checked out that stream, it's a little behind. I previewed Forbidden Door, but I appreciate it being on that show. Hopefully I'm on it again. But yeah, I'll definitely catch Money in the Bank. I don't know about NXT though. We'll see. Got a nap in. I got some chicken nuggets. Don't work tomorrow. I'm having a good day. That sounds like a good ass day. That sounds like you're setting up for a big fucking day tomorrow. That's what I'm hearing here. So, yeah, I'm glad you're having a good one. Hope you're excited for Dynamite. Excited to see what you have to say throughout the show. You know, I'll be checking out the Twitter. Also, we gotta shout out. If Brainbuster's here, if Khalid is in here, we have to shout out. Check out the Grabs podcast. That's a good show, run by good people. Go check them out. Grabs podcast on YouTube. They say they're gonna be regular, but they're fakes. They're phonies. So I don't know. We'll see. Another one from Thomas. Jack Perry being a delusional rich kid with a god complex who thinks he's a savior of wrestling. While Briscoe is the everyday working man who wants to teach Jack a lesson. No problem with that. Sounds real. Sounds real, like real ball, real hoops to me. I'm in Jamaica going through a hurricane. Thanks for keeping me entertained. That's pretty amazing that you're tuning in from Jamaica. That's awesome. Hey, stay safe. It's you know, hurricanes are always fucking awful. So please stay safe. I appreciate you being here. That's fucking amazing. So you know, I'm glad to be here. I'm always glad to come on these streams for you guys. It's a lot of fun. Again, stay safe, dog. Please. Ultra, another week, another reminder to watch Speedball versus Alexander. This gimmick is gonna go on until I watch the match. So eventually, I'm just gonna need to watch the match so we can get the bit. You know, we can move on to the next match bit. One day. I'm telling you, one of these days. But we got 10 minutes of Dynamite. So if you guys have any other chats you want to send in, any super chats you guys would like to send in, I'm always appreciative of that sort of thing. Make sure to like the stream, and we'll get out of here after that. So, we'll stay on for a little bit longer, answer a few more chats if you guys got them. So send them in. Again, this looks like a great show. I'm really looking forward to it. This is the most excited I've been for a Dynamite for honestly quite a while. I say that whenever there's a exciting card. But this card in particular, man, it's like there's nothing on here that I'm not excited or at least interested to see. So this is one of those moments where I'm super excited to see what they got cooking here. I hope either Garcia or Darby dethrone Jack for the title. Those are two great shouts. I wouldn't mind it being Takeshita coming off a G1 victory or something like that, but I think Takeshita coming off the G1 is going to go after Okada, actually. So that's my prediction for that. So yeah, Garcia or Darby dethroning Jack, I've got no problem with that. Young guys going after young guys. That's some of my favorite types of matches. Just hungry young wrestlers trying to compete to get to the top of the card. I think that's always great. Briscoe running down Jack maybe with a vehicle, him hiding out, popping Perry. Jesus Christ, you want Briscoe to run over Jack? I mean, Jack did run over Darby, so I guess it'd be kind of a get back. I wouldn't, have Briscoe run him over with an ATV or something like that. Have him pull up from the farm. No problems there. Another one here from Ian Davis. Your opinions on the Continental Championship? Me personally, it's a useless singles belt. I wouldn't have preferred it be a belt after, the CC. I would have just preferred them do a trophy and a title shot, because that just feels more fitting for a tournament like that. It feels more real to me. I don't know if that makes sense. It feels more classic. So I wish they would have done something like that. I wouldn't necessarily say it's useless. It's led to some good stuff, and I don't necessarily mind it too much. But I do hope they do not continue it after this year. I hope they kind of retire it once this CC starts, and I hope they just do a trophy and a title shot for the next winner. I think that's a much better way to go about it. More interesting, you can do more with it, more dynamic, all that stuff. That would be something I'd want to see, especially if the CC is going to be filled with top guys. I think you can 100% get away with that. So that's something I would like to see them change. Is MJF versus DG still a thing, or was that bait because Ospreay is the bigger match? That will happen eventually. I'm 100% sure of it. I think that they don't just tease things and not give it, so it's definitely going to happen eventually. I don't think it's going to happen at All In, but it definitely could. That match will definitely happen. It's just we kind of have to wait and see. There's some plans brewing for both those guys, so we'll see. Thomas, if AEW was smart and could pull it off, would love for them to work the dirt sheets with Monet and Britt, kind of like a Punk Drew feud. I don't know if we need more work in the sheets. We don't need more of that sort of thing in AEW. We do that a lot, so I don't know if that's what I'd want for it, but yeah, I wouldn't mind them playing up the media a little bit. Whatever, as long as it's chill. I agree about the belt retirement. Also, the need to retire that FTW belt for good. That's real. I'm 100% going to agree with. They definitely need to get rid of that fucking title. It means nothing. It's not even interesting anymore. So, yeah, I'm good with that belt. And we'll probably end on this Apollo chat because 7:53. It's almost Dynamite. Send in any last ones you got. We'll answer them. Appreciate you guys all being here. We need a women's Continental Classic. I 100% agree. I think that would be awesome. Fill it with the best wrestlers. Fill it with some international talent. I think that would work so well. It'd be so awesome. I'd like it for them to do it. Maybe they do the men's CC at one part of the year, then maybe at the start of the summer they do a women's CC just to kind of like always have that in the background kind of thing. And I think that'd be a very interesting way to do it. I know the Owen is kind of start of summer stuff, but they could kind of move that around, play with it a little bit. I think having the CCs be the main tournaments on AEW, I think I would not mind that. Maybe make the Owen Hart, maybe transform it into something different. I wouldn't mind that sort of thing. Am I the only one that thinks DG looks better in trunks and not pants? Yeah, he needs much better in trunks. The pants look very funny. He's a grappler. He's a grappler. He needs to put on them damn underwear. He needs to put on them fucking trunks. That's real. I agree. I'm very particular about this. I have strong feelings about that. Continental belt should just be a trophy. That's exactly what I said, so we're on the same page there. And Mega Mush will end on that. Thank you for stream. Gonna go get ready for the show. Of course, two more quickly. Also, there needs to be a prize for the Continental, not just the trophy, maybe a shot. Yeah, that's same page. Once again, agree. I think they're not using the international title to its fullest potential. Maybe taking it overseas would be doing that. So yeah, I kind of agree. I'm definitely not fully on that side, but I definitely hear where you're coming from, and I do kind of agree. With that being said, thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you guys so much for chatting it up. If you haven't liked the stream, make sure to like on the way out. Make sure to, when the stream ends, maybe send a comment. Maybe give me your thoughts on international title, maybe the Continental Classic. What are you most excited for about this show? It helps out with this stream getting, engagement, all that good stuff. So make sure to send those afterwards. Thank you guys once again for being here. It was a fantastic stream as always, and I'll see you all again next week. Enjoy the show. Beach Break looks like a great fucking card. I'm really excited to talk about it. Follow me on Twitter at It's Noviak if you want to hear my thoughts all throughout the show. I'll be live tweeting it as I always do. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Hope you guys enjoy the show, and see you next week. Peace out.